going on, homies? My name is John Gasm, and today I'm coming at you guys with another episode of TV Trivia. Today I'm bringing you guys 37 Breaking Bad secrets. Now just a heads up, some of these secrets do contain spoilers, but I've put them all at the end of the video and I will give you another warning before they pop up. The last thing I want to do for anybody is spoil an epic series like Breaking Bad. Before I get started, you guys, I want to let you know that today's video was brought to you by our awesome sponsors over at Loot Crate. Loot Crate is an awesome service that ships out over $40 of nerdy merchandise in a box every month for your opening pleasure. A membership costs anywhere between like $10 and at the absolute most $15 a month. If that's still too expensive for you, you can use coupon code JOHNGASM at checkout for an additional 10% off. Starting off with fact number 1, on the season 1 DVD audio commentary, Vince Gilligan revealed that he was originally going to kill off Jesse Pinkman by the end of season 1. However, he changed his mind when he saw Aaron Paul's performance. Now, a lot of people know that, but not a lot of people know that it is actually the writer's strike that saved Jesse Pinkman. If it weren't for that writer's strike, Aaron Paul would have been written out by the 9th episode. In the original script for the pilot, Jesse Pinkman's name was Marion Allen Dupree, and he was always referred to by the last name. Bryan Cranston and Aaron Paul both appear in all 62 episodes of the show. Apparently, the writer's strike was more beneficial than just for saving Jesse Pinkman. Vince Gilligan also revealed that if the strike didn't happen, season 1 would have been a couple of episodes longer, and it would have ended with Walt doing something evil, so it would have ended in a shocking way. But it's because of the writer's strike that Vince was able to make Walt's evolution to evil something that happened much more gradually and honestly more realistically. During filming, the introduction of Wendy the prostitute got interrupted when a non-actor accidentally mistook her for a real prostitute and tried to pick her up. The makeup team did a pretty good job on Wendy because even though she looks like shit on screen, she's actually a pretty healthy lady. She's run the Hawaii Ironman 6 times, the Germany Ironman once, and countless marathons. The actor who plays Walt Jr. on the show actually has cerebral palsy, much like his character. However, the actor's condition is a lot less severe, so he's always been able to get around walking without crutches, so he had to teach himself to take on the role. When the characters on the show are cooking meth, they're actually cooking rock candy. Also, it's apparently impossible to make blue meth, but that hasn't stopped people from trying. Apparently, it's not uncommon for cooks to put blue food dye in their meth now so they can fool meth heads and raise the price. I wish I was kidding. Bryan Cranston wasn't originally supposed to take on the role of Walter White. Sony and AMC were originally reluctant to cast him because of his previous comedic roles, and they wanted somebody like John Cusack or Matthew Broderick. Maria Stan, the guy who plays Walter White's boss at the car wash with the giant eyebrows, is actually a chemistry genius. Breaking Bad was the first time he ever acted, and he still works in the chemistry field. In The Walking Dead, it is implied that Jesse Pinkman is Merle Dixon's drug dealer. Something pretty funny, as the show progressed, Vince Gilligan realized he had to stop criticizing the harsh actions of Walt because he started hurting Bryan Cranston's feelings. Even though it looks pretty badass, the original reason that Walter White was wearing his Heisenberg hat was to protect his shaved head from sunburn. The series ran for 62 episodes, and the 62nd element on the periodic table is samarium. An isotope from samarium is used to treat various forms of cancer. The location shoot taking place in New Mexico pumped roughly $1 million an episode into the local economy. The show was originally supposed to take place in Riverside, California, but they moved to Albuquerque, New Mexico to take advantage of a tax rebate. Walter White's alias Eisenberg is a tribute to somebody named Werner Eisenberg, who created the uncertainty principle. Hank Schrader's family name is also related to chemistry. The German scholar Gerhard Schrader was the first guy to accidentally discover nerve gas. Aaron Paul says the word bitch 54 times throughout the series. That's almost once an episode. Characters and their values are usually represented by the colors that they wear the most. Skyler is usually dressed in blue. Jesse wears yellow and red, and then green when he's in recovery. Walter wears green because he's stuck between his family and the drug trade. When Holly is born, pink gets introduced into the spectrum, and there's some even more after that. As the series progresses, Walt starts wearing darker and darker clothing. By the end of the series, he's wearing almost exclusively black and dark gray. Every phone call Walter White has ends with him hanging up the phone when he thinks there's no more business to discuss. he doesn't say goodbye even once. This is actually a technique I implemented into my life after watching a couple of HBO shows, because Tony Soprano does the same thing for the most part. Only in real life it often results in people calling me back saying, hey, I think I lost you. Jesse Pinkman's middle name is Bruce and Walter White's middle name is Hartwell. Now this, you guys, is where the spoilers start coming in, so if you don't want the show ruined for you, I'd recommend you leave now, or I will put a link right here in the form of an annotation for you to skip to the end of the video. Jesse and Walt Jr. are the only two regular characters on the show who never meet each other. The episode Ozymandias, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, is widely accepted by the audience and Vince Gilligan to be the best episode in the series. It has an average rating of 10 stars by over 60,000 IMDb users. And also the director of that episode is going to be directing episodes 8 and 9 of the new Star Wars, so that's kind of cool. The name Ozymandias, which I'm probably mispronouncing, comes from a poem published in 1818. Appropriately, that poem discusses the inevitable fall of kings and empires. Originally, Jane's death was supposed to go down a little bit different. It was first written that Walter was going to change her heroin level dosages to be lethal. When they decided that this was too dark, the change they wanted to make involved Walt rolling Jane onto her back when she started throwing up so she would choke. This, however, was decided to be too dark as well, so instead of both of those, Walt just watches Jane die. In addition to Jane, there are 269 other people who die on this show. That's 270 total if you can't math. Walt dies at the age of 52 at the end of the series. Bryan Cranston was 52 when filming the pilot. Walter White died on September 7th, the same day he was born. This means that the series started and ended on the same date because the pilot episode took place on Walt's 50th birthday. The gas mask that Walt holds while he's dying at the end of the final episode is the same one from the pilot episode. Now this, you guys, is my absolute favorite fact. I think this is honestly the best fact that I've ever shared in either trivia series that I do. This is absolutely awesome because it almost, in a sense, kind of confirms or creates a new conspiracy theory from it. There's an alternate ending to the show where Bryan Cranston wakes up and he's his character Hal from Malcolm in the Middle. Hal was having a nightmare that consisted of the events of Breaking Bad, and even his wife from Malcolm in the Middle makes an appearance. So no, the conspiracy theory where Walt is actually Malcolm from Malcolm in the Middle isn't true, but there is still, in a way, kind of a connection. And that, you guys, was 37 Breaking Bad secrets. I hope you learned yourself something, and I hope you enjoyed the video. As always, let me know what you thought by hitting that rate button with a big fat thumbs up, and preferably not a thumbs down. Leave me your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you got any recommendations for TV series for me to cover in the future, make sure you let me know. Tell me what your favorite fact was. Maybe share a fact that I didn't cover that you wanted me to. Hit that share button if you know anybody else who's a fan of Breaking Bad, which I'm pretty sure that you do. And if you want to be notified every time I upload another episode of either TV trivia or secrets of cinema or conspiracy theories or gaming conspiracies, hit that subscribe button down below. I upload about 3 to 4 videos every week. More important than all that, you guys, I just want to say, more than anything, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you around sometime in the future. I am the one who knocks. Blaze for life.